Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Logan Bennett with Talking Plants, and today we're going to talk about shade. Shade's really important to keep our plants healthy because they can get really bad sunburn. As you might have noticed, it's been pretty hot this week and we want to make sure that our plants stay healthy. So one of the things that we can do is use shade cloth to keep those plants healthy. So you can see behind me, all of these plants have rows over them of PVC, and those are for shade cloth. So the plants right here actually have that shade cloth on top of them already. And this is a really simple shade cloth. As you can see, there's a lot of holes in this, and that's because it's only about 20% shade. So they don't need a ton of shade depending on the plant, but having a little bit can really help prevent some issues with these plants. So in general, with tomatoes and other vegetables, we want between 20 and 40% shade when it starts to get really hot outside, and it's really critical when it starts to when those plants start to fruit, because that fruit, when it ripens, is really susceptible to sunburn. So this is one example of how we can make a shade cloth structure. So these are just really thin PVC pipes, and they're bowed over our growing table here. And we didn't drill into the growing table or anything except for to add those C-clamps, and the PVC pipes just fit right through them. And once you have a row of those, you can take them and lay shade cloth over them like that. And that's a really good way to shade your plant. Depending on the kind of plants you're growing, shade cloth doesn't have to be directly over the plants either. Behind me, I've got a bunch of succulents growing, and above me, we've got some 20% shade cloth. So this provides enough shade on these plants to prevent sunburn, but it also gives them nice afternoon sun. As you can see behind me now, that shade cloth only really covers the top of this structure and not below it. So when that sun's going down in the sky, we're still getting some direct sunlight on these succulents without causing sunburn. Shade cloth doesn't always have to be directly over the plants. Sometimes you can do vertical shade cloth, like the cloth behind me here, and that prevents sun during the late afternoon. And that can be really helpful too, because it prevents those really high UV index rays from hitting the plant while still allowing it to get morning sun. Sometimes it's good to have an area with permanent shade. So you can see behind me, we've got this slatted roof, and part of it is covered in shade cloth. So we grow a lot of plants back here that prefer partial shade. Like these figs do pretty well in partial shade, and it also helps prevent sunburn. So there's no vertical shade cloth behind me. They get sun when the afternoon sun comes down, but they're not getting heavy morning sun. And for these figs, that does a really good job.